If you thought, you've missed the coaching boat and you're too late and like, oh, the industry is saturated. Oh, there's a coach for everything now. Everybody's a coach now. This is not something that I should be doing. Lies. Okay? This is not the truth. The truth is you're in the perfect spot at the perfect time to take advantage of this massively growing industry. I really want to talk about the state of the coaching industry. Maybe you're the next Tony Robbins. Maybe you're the next Oprah Winfrey, right? So the sky is the limit. And I'm so excited to talk about how you can make more money as the coach.
You want to make more money? You are in the right place. Welcome to the Hello 7 podcast. That's 7 as in 7 figures. I'm your host, Rachel Rodgers.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so delighted to be here together. And I'm so excited to talk about how you can make more money as a coach. And all the things related to coaching. I think coaching is such a privilege to be part of a career and an industry where you literally get to change lives for a living, truly. So it's really special, and I'm excited to dig into it today. And there's some BS too. So we're going to talk about that because I like to hit things head on. All right. We don't sweep nothing under the rug up in here. Okay. So we're going to talk about all of that.
ROI, the Millionaire Summit, is back for the third time. It's happening in January 2025 for entrepreneurs that are looking to grow a 7-figure business and beyond. We'll have amazing speakers, incredible networking, lots of connection, community, and fun, and actionable steps that you can take to get a return on your investment in this amazing event. It's all happening January 15th through the 17th in Orange County, California, right outside of LA. So easy to fly to. And what's really special about this year is that we are including luxury accommodations with your ticket. That's right, you don't have to pay an extra fee for a hotel room. It's all included in your ticket. But these rooms will sell out and tickets are going fast. And the price goes up every week. So you will be rewarded for taking quick action. So make sure you go to hello7.co/ROI to get your ticket now.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Rachel Rodgers. I am the CEO of Hello 7. This company, Hello 7 is an 8-figure company and growing that is teaching entrepreneurs how to scale their businesses. We specifically teach historically excluded entrepreneurs. So that's people of color, that's queer people, that's people with disabilities, that's women, right? Like basically everybody who's not a cis straight white man who has been excluded, right, is who we specifically look to serve. And of course, we have clients who are cis straight white men too, who want to be equitable millionaires. That's what we do. That's who we serve. And so I am also the host of the Hello 7 podcast. If you haven't noticed, we are putting out lots of great content where you can watch me coaching entrepreneurs, and there's also solo episodes, so definitely catch the Hello 7 podcast. I am the best-selling author of We Should All Be Millionaires. I was just looking on my table to see if I have a copy handy. I don't, but they're in the closet over there. But so I wrote We Should All Be Millionaires and another book called $1 Million Action, and there are many more books coming. And my mission really is to help you end the cycle of overworking and under-earning. Nobody likes that, right? We want to flip that around. We don't want you to be in financial stress. And I want you to see that you literally have all of the things. It might sound cheesy, but it's 100% true, because what y'all need to know about me is I started with nothing. Okay. No money, no network, no pedigree, right? I didn't go to an Ivy League school or work at a Fortune 500 company. And in fact, I had a 450 some odd credit score, and I was in debt over $300,000 from student loans. That's where I began. And here I am today. So no matter where you're starting from, trust me, you can get wherever it is that you want to go. If you want to get here or you want to get somewhere further than here, you can do it. Okay. And we're going to talk about the how today. So you're not only going to learn that you can do it, but we'll talk about how you can do it throughout the day. What we're going to start with is discussing the coaching revolution. All right. What is the state of the coaching industry? Because I don't know if y'all have noticed, and let me know in the chat if you have, there are sometimes I stumble upon just the negative corner of the internet. I'm like, how'd the algorithm think that I wanted to be fed this? Right? Like, what are y'all doing? But I have stumbled upon corners of the internet or of social media, particularly on threads, where people are talking negatively about the coaching industry. And then there's also people saying positive things about the coaching industry, which is true, right? And some of it, maybe all of it is true, but in different ways. So let's dig into that. I really want to talk about the state of the coaching industry so you understand here's what we're dealing with. And also, what is the opportunity and what are the challenges that are present in the coaching industry right now? Okay. Because here's the thing, your mindset is key. If you think you're part of a scammy industry, right, how are you going to push yourself and really grow and really have a major impact, right? That thought in the back of your mind is preventing you from selling, preventing you from having impact and being successful, right? And if you're not aware of the opportunity, you may be playing way smaller than the industry is asking you to play, right? You may not realize the opportunity that is available to you. And so I want you to see all that so that it gives you context to be like, oh, okay, let's kick this off with a bang, okay? According to the latest market analysis, the coaching industry's market size in 2023 was $5.34 billion, okay? So the coaching industry's market size in 2023 was $5.34 billion, right? And in 2024, it is $6.25 billion. What do we call that? We call that growth, okay? That's what we call that. So despite all the talk about the economy being down, the coaching industry is growing and more people are buying coaching. I want to say that again, just so nobody misses it, okay? Despite all the talk about inflation, the economy being down, right? It's a bad time for small businesses. It's a bad time for everybody. Stress, 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 right? That's the message that is constantly being sent to us through the media, right? And despite all of those messages, this industry has grown by $1 billion during that very struggle bus time that everybody's claiming is so difficult, right? So what does this mean? Why is the market growing? It's growing because more and more people are buying coaching, right? So during this very time that supposedly the market is down and supposedly the economy is down, people are still spending money on coaching. That not only are they maintaining their spend on coaching, they are increasing their spend on coaching. That's what these numbers tell us, right? So the coaching industry is growing and more people are buying coaching. If you thought, you've missed the coaching boat and you're too late and like, oh, the industry is saturated. Oh, there's a coach for everything now. Everybody's a coach now. This is not something that I should be doing. Lies. Okay? This is not the truth. The truth is you're in the perfect spot at the perfect time to take advantage of this massively growing industry. The stats don't lie, all right? The compound annual growth rate is the mean annual growth rate of an investment over a period around $3 billion, right? $3 billion industry. And then we fast forward to 2021, and now we're at a $4 billion industry. And then if you fast forward to 2023, we're at a $5 billion industry, and now over $6 billion industry, right? So the statistics are showing us that the coaching industry is continuing to grow year over year. So we're not just looking at the last year, which was supposedly a bad year, right? We're also looking at the last 5 years, which shows us consistent, massive amounts of growth year over year. This is why you have to be careful who you listen to and who you're taking advice from, okay? Do not let your corner of the internet that you just happen to stumble upon have you convinced that you can't make money or you're in the wrong industry or this isn't growing, it's declining, blah, blah, blah. The numbers say different. Okay, that may be how this particular person and their squad of friends feel, right? But that's anecdotal evidence. Let's look at the whole market and see what is the market telling us? The market is telling us that there is more and more opportunity here in this industry, okay? The market is not saying everybody's like, oh, we're over coaches, okay? That's not what the market is saying. So let's make sure that we're looking at the actual data. So clearly the stats don't lie, right? The overview of the coaching industry in 2024, right? That we just talked about, right? The coaching industry has grown 62% from 2019. 62% from 2019. So the coaching market generates, this was, as of this data poll, was 4.5 billion globally. Now it's even bigger than that. And then the online coaching world specifically is expected to be at a $12 billion market by 2032. Okay. So all of these predictions are showing that we're going up and to the right. There are over 100,000 coaches worldwide. I want you to understand that like 100,000 coaches is not a lot of people, right? So you might feel like everybody's a coach. Everybody clearly is not a coach, because the amount of people who are doing specific coaching, I think we like to pretend that everybody's a coach, and everybody isn't a coach. Someone who is selling online courses and teaching a specific, strategy or a specific way to do something is not necessarily a coach, right? They're teaching online, but that doesn't mean that they're coaching. Coaching comes with coaching tools, and coaching provides transformation. You can add coaching to a course business, right? You can add coaching to really a lot of different types of industries, but let's make sure that we understand what a coach is and what a coach isn't. And a lot of people who are in the world that we might all find ourselves in aren't necessarily coaches. They may not even call themselves coaches, but other people start calling them coaches, and we start confusing them for a coach. They're not necessarily coaches, right? Coaches have coaching tools where they are helping people discover their dreams and then make those dreams happen. That's what coaches do, right? And coaches aren't telling you, here's this prescription of what you need to do. They might give you some of that, but part of it also is the person discovering within themselves what they want. It's not about the coach telling you, here's what you need to do, here's the step-by-step, right? That's a part of it, but you don't get to that until the person has already identified what they want, and you've helped them get past their limiting beliefs so they can uncover what they want. Coaching is an art, right? It's an art and a science, and it's not just teaching a course online, okay? And no shade to that industry, right? I teach courses online too, but primarily I am a coach, right? That is my profession first. So I just want to make that distinction. In North America, the coaching industry generates $2 billion, right? And this number of coaches is 34,200 with a 47% growth rate since 2019. 99% of individuals and companies coached are satisfied or very satisfied with the coaching they are receiving, okay? And coaches charge an average hourly rate of $244. Okay, so this is just a little bit more insight about the industry and where we're at. 43% of Americans say they want to start a business. Of these, 33% are first-time entrepreneurs with no prior experience, okay? 65% of women entrepreneurs say they want to hire a business coach in the next year. Women own 51% of all businesses in the United States, but only bring in 4% of the revenue, right? So what are these stats telling us? People are starting businesses in droves, and they're new entrepreneurs, right? And they don't know how to scale. They do not know how to grow the business. They do not know how to generate a lot of revenue. 65% of women entrepreneurs say they want to hire a business coach in the next year, right? And why is that? Well, because women own 51% of all businesses in the US, but only bring in 4% of the revenue. Those numbers I do not like, right? This is why we're all coaches, right? This is why we are here. Women entrepreneurs especially need coaching and support. Why? Because we're socialized to be nice. We're socialized to go along to get along. We're socialized to people please, right? We're not socialized to be ambitious, to be leaders, to be demanding, to say what we want and to go get it, right? So because we are constantly sort of combating our conditioning, that's teaching us that we have to be nurturing and we have to be mothers and we have to be this, and that, this is, a masculine role and these roles are feminine role. I reject all that. Okay. You as an individual get to be whoever you want to be, right? And you could pull together whatever makeup you have, right? I'm very nurturing with my children, and also lay the smack down with my children when I need to, right? Right. And leading them and disciplining them as well. That's part of it. In the same way, I'm nurturing with my team, and then I'm also holding people accountable, right? All of those things can exist in one person. But this is why coaches are so needed, especially for women entrepreneurs. That is one of the women are starting businesses faster than any other segment, right? And so this is part of the reason why this coaching industry is growing so much. Okay, let's talk about niches. This industry is thriving because of one word, right? Niches. There are a lot of niches of coaching. And so it's not just about being a life coach anymore, right? People are looking for like a specific type of coach or a specific type of life coach, or it's kind of like what aspect of their life specifically do they want you to help them with, and usually it's like their overall life is impacting that specific area of their life. And so they want you to just be more versed than just a life coach, but they also want you to maybe have some level of specialization. So let's talk about that. So the niches include, leadership for introverts, right? Like you could be someone who's specifically teaching introverts how to step into their power more, how to lead more without giving up their personality, without not being true to themselves, right? So that could be a niche. Another niche that is very popular right now is financial coaching. So financial coaching for creatives, for example. You might be an artist and you're like, I'm not good with money. Numbers are not my thing, la, 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 right? And so you could be a coach specifically for creatives who struggle with their financial life and helping them to become empowered in their financial life, to take control of their financial life. The more specific you can get, the more magnetic you can become. And so that's the point that I'm trying to make here, right? Your unique experience, it's not a hindrance, it is a superpower. So the first myth that I want to discuss is coaching a scam? All right. So there are a lot of people who are like, it's scamming to help people figure out what they want to do with their lives, right? Help people to figure out the action steps that they need to take. You're essentially helping people and charging for your expertise. Is that a scam? If it is, then is my yoga instructor a scammer? Right? Is my lawyer a scammer? Is my accountant a scammer? You know what I mean? Like every industry under the sun has scammers, but we don't say that whole industry is a bunch of scammers, right? That's nonsense. And, sometimes people have a motivation to downplay or be negative about a certain industry. Usually at the end of those coaching is a scam pathways, right? Where people are talking about all the reasons why, there's something that they want to sell you, right? Everybody's a scammer except me, right? Right? Y'all have seen those posts. You know what I'm talking about. So listen, there's going to be snake oil in any and every industry. But I don't think that that is the majority. I know a lot of coaches. I've worked with a lot of coaches and I've been in this industry for 7+ years. And I have to say, most of the coaches that I meet are actually the opposite of a scammer. They're scamming themselves, okay? Most of the coaches that I meet are actually scamming themselves. And you wanna know why? Because they are undercharging for their services, undervaluing themselves, changing people's lives, helping people make hundreds of thousands of dollars more, helping people have better marriages, better lives, better teams, better careers, better health, better everything, and then not charging for it. So most of the coaches I know are the victims of their own scam, right? They are scamming themselves. They are not scamming their clients, okay? Their clients are getting over is what's happening. Real coaches have credentials, all right? Real coaches have the credentials, they have training, they have a track record, they have experience from their careers or their lives that they're bringing into the coaching that they are delivering, all right? So let's not allow people to paint us all with the same brush. Do not allow people to put you in a category that you do not belong in, okay? And one of the key things is that we really do have to stand up for ourselves and we need to brag on ourselves, right? Make sure you are hitting people with those credentials on day one, right? Before they even become a client, make sure you're letting them know, this is who I am. This is what I did in my former career. This is the training that I went through, right? These are how many clients that I've worked with, right? Again, don't take my word for it, right? 86% of companies reported that they recouped their investment in coaching and more, seeing a return on investment that ranged from 5x to 7x. That's not a scam, my friends. That is called impact, okay? Put some respect on it. Okay? I don't know who these people think they're talking to. Drop real coach if you're committed to showing up as the real deal and you already know that you are the real deal or you're about to be the real deal and it don't matter. Okay? Put real coach in the comments. Yes, yes, yes. We'd love to see it. There is a lack of regulation in the industry. Is this myth true? It actually is. There is a lack of regulation in the coaching industry. Integrity and skill and heart into our work. We get to decide how we show up and the kind of impact that we are going to have. So again, there's an opportunity here, right? Bring your credentials to the table. Make sure people know who you are, the experience that you have, the training that you have gone through, right? Like, let me tell you what, this brain, you know why this brain is expensive? Do you know why I charge a large hourly rate? Because this brain has gone through lots and lots of training, okay? I've gone to college for 4 years and got a degree in political science. And I also studied psychology in college, right? Then I went to law school. And in law school, I studied intellectual property, among other things, and got a law degree, both of which were very expensive. Okay, that's why I was $300,000 in the hole when I started my business. And I was like, yo, your girl's gonna have to make some money because I gotta get out of this hole. So those are two things that I bring to the table, right? And then the experiences that I've had, all the things that I have tried, all the failures and successes, because when I failed, I learned what didn't work. And then I got to figure out what did work, right? And then the amount of training I have purchased, certifications and courses and masterminds and working with coaches and going to events and going to conferences. I have spent a lot of time learning and then, of course, applied that learning to working with lots of clients. So all of that stuff matters. All of that is why your brain is expensive. Again, don't take our word for it. Harvard Business Review reported that only 23% of coaching clients thoroughly vet their coaches' qualifications, making due diligence critical, right? And so again, the way that you can prevent so-called scam claims is by presenting your credentials when you begin talking to prospects, and like often, okay? Brag often. Pretending you have no street cred is not serving you. All right. Coaching doesn't have a strong impact. That is a myth. Okay, we all know that is a bold-faced lie, and I'm just gonna need y'all to stop lying. Okay, okay. Tell that to the literally thousands of clients who have doubled their income, transformed their businesses, stopped playing small, made things happen that they thought they could make happen, gotten book deals, gotten on big stages, and everything else, right? Like, I'm sorry, just because you cannot measure something with a ruler does not mean that the growth is not real, okay? Coaching is the difference between thinking about it and doing the damn thing. Coaching is also the difference between, you know, having thoughts like, I want to do it, but I don't think I can, to I want to do it and I'm going to go do that shit. Right? That's what coaching does for people. And it is massively transformative. And anyone here who has been a coach for a while knows that that is true. And many of you have probably also purchased coaching and know that you have experienced transformation. So let's not pretend that that's not what it is. So here are some stats though that I want you to share, and feel free to take a screenshot of this and make sure you have it handy the next time you see somebody talking about they're a scammer. It's up to all of us, right, to make sure that people understand that this industry is not full of scammers. And in fact, they're doing themselves a disservice by hating on coaching because they're missing out on a massive transformation they could be getting for themselves a whole lot faster with the help of a coach, right? So The numbers do not lie, right? 80% of coaching clients reported improved self-confidence. 73% experienced improved relationships. 72% saw improved communication skills. 70% improved work performance. 61% improved business management skills. Okay. This is very real and what's possible as a coach. Okay. So we're not going to pretend that people aren't getting massive transformations because that's a bold-faced lie. Here's some stats from our clients, right? You can see from people who have simply done the 10K in 10 days challenge and transformed their lives. Not only did they make $10,000 or $12,000 or any amount of money in a 10-day period, so at least 10,000 or more in a 10-day period, they transformed what they think is possible in that 10-day period. Making that money showed them like, oh, wow, I literally can make money whenever I want. Yes, boo, you can. That understanding, that belief, that self-confidence transforms how they approach making money literally for the rest of their lives. And that was in 10 days. Forget about when we're working with them for a year and beyond. Okay. So I really will not be having anyone tell me that coaching is scamming or that my coaching and my team's coaching and what we do here at Hello 7 is not absolutely transformative. You know why? Because my clients tell me otherwise day in and day out. Okay. All right. Another myth, you can't make a good living as a coach. Let me tell you what. This one I can't even take seriously. All right. This is just says who, right? Is it your cousin who filed bankruptcy for the third time that's telling you you can't make money as a coach? No shade to your cousin, but can we please watch who we take advice from? So let's stop acting like coaching is a side hustle or a hobby. It can be if that's what you want it to be. If you want it to be a side hustle or a hobby, it's a great side hustle or hobby. I actually have a client, she's going to be on the podcast soon. She has a 7-figure side hustle. She had a full-time job that she was working. And then on the side, she was making $1 million in a coaching business. Okay. So I'm gonna have her on the podcast so y'all can hear her story, but that's what's possible. Okay. That was her side hobby. All right. And so here's 2 examples. Island sold her first coaching session for $3,000 only 7 weeks into our coach certification program. She hadn't even finished the program yet. And she already sold a package. And Minerva sold her first $8,000 coaching package. So yes, you can make a living, right? These are beginners. And again, these are both women that are bringing incredible experience into what they're doing, right? But they're new coaches and this is what they're able to do. So just know that that's just the beginning, okay? So if the coaching industry is flawed, why are so many people thriving, right? Because coaching works, right? And let's talk about the winners, those who didn't let myths or doubts or industry flaws stop them. From Oprah to, whether you like him or not, Tony Robbins, right? To up and coming niche coaches, they all saw the opportunity, invested in themselves and went all in. This isn't just about big names, right? It's about every coach who decided to bet on themselves and see an impact. So let's talk about the coaching success ladder. So let's look at some coaches who are crushing it at different levels. And this is not to compare, but it's to inspire and to show you what's possible. Because I think a lot of times as coaches, we think, oh, the only opportunity is to just be a solo coach. And to have a small business and to make, a couple $100,000 a year. And that's like the pinnacle. No. I know different personally. And there are, of course, coaches doing far more than I am, right? So know that you can go as big as you want in this industry. And so that's what I want to show you as well. And the other thing I want to say too is I saw a quote recently from a Black woman billionaire. I forget her name at the moment. I'll share it later. I'll go look it up during one of the breaks. But one of the things that she said is entrepreneurs aren't waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. They are meeting whatever moment they're in and they're making it the perfect moment. They are making it the perfect opportunity, right? So here's some examples, right? So this is $500,000 mark. Kimberly Brown. She is a career coach and speaker. She scaled her coaching business to $500,000 by offering career strategy sessions, group coaching, and corporate training focused on empowering women of color in the workplace. Okay, so that's her niche and industry. Trudy LeBron. Trudy focuses on DEI, and she's actually a former client of mine and has built a $1 million business, right? Coaching people in the space of DEI and helping them to create more inclusive and diverse and equitable teams and businesses and companies and offers. And so that's her industry. The $15 million mark. Mel Robbins, right? So Mel Robbins, everybody knows her from her very popular podcast. She has a TED Talk. She's writing books. She also does some consulting. And so she's making $15 million a year as a coach. And then Lisa Nichols, who specializes in public speaking coaching. And she's done other kinds of coaching as well. So she has grown her business to $20 million as an expert teaching people how to speak to make a lot of money, right? And we're going to talk to another public speaking coach later today. And then 100 million plus, right? Oprah Winfrey, she's a billionaire. Tony Robbins makes a couple $100 million a year. Do you realize, whether you like him or not, and this is not an endorsement for anybody on this list, just FYI, I'm just pointing out the different levels that are possible because I just want you to see some examples here. But Tony Robbins, right? He basically has an event business. You know what I'm saying? He does an event for 5 days or 3 days or whatever it is, however many times a year. And he's the one still delivering the majority of the training and the coaching and making a couple $100 million, right? So maybe you're the next Tony Robbins. Maybe you should be the next Tony Robbins because we know there are some things that we don't like that Tony Robbins does, right? So maybe you're the next Tony Robbins. Maybe you're the next Oprah Winfrey, right? So the sky is the limit for how you go about doing this. And, you know, Tony Robbins has coached Serena Williams. He has coached a lot of celebrities. I believe he's coached presidents. So what do they all have in common? These coaches didn't get here by accident, right? They were intentional about building something bigger. So of course, it's a commitment to craft, right? Every one of these coaches is dedicated. They're mastering their craft. They're investing in their own learning and growth consistently. They've taken their skills and knowledge seriously. They have a niche focus, right? They've leaned into their specific strengths and targeted audience, even if it's not a niche of industry specific, right? It might be a niche of how they go about doing it, right? Like via a talk show or via, live events, right? And for Oprah, right, it's live your best life, right? That's what she's been teaching us how to do for, I don't know, multiple decades at this point. And so that's what's possible. Okay. Authenticity, right? That's one of the things, like bringing your full personality to it. Mind you, not everybody's going to like it. There are plenty of people who don't like Oprah. There are plenty of people who don't like Tony. There might be people who don't like Mel Robbins, right? There might be people who don't like some of the Lisa Nichols, and there might be people who don't like you. In fact, I'm pretty sure there will be people who don't like you. There's certainly people who don't like me. Okay. And are we going to let that stop us? No, because they're just not our people. And that's why there's other coaches out there for them that are their people, you know? So you can find the person who is right for you, right? And so that's really what it's about. It's like you bring your full self, your full personality, your authentic personality, your true beliefs. Like, don't lie, because that truth and that the perfect example of this is Joe Rogan, right? I am no fan of that man, but he is bringing his full self and saying whatever he wants and doing whatever he wants and spewing whatever nonsense conspiracy theories and whatever it is that he believes. And it's clearly attractive to a lot of people. He is the highest paid podcaster that exists today, right? So clearly authenticity sells, even if you are a conspiracy theorist. Okay. So, and this is exactly why we need to counteract the authentic nonsense that's out there with what we have to bring to the table, right? Where you are bringing your full heart and you actually care about serving people and helping people. And your motivation isn't money or being controversial or whatever it is. Bring your beliefs to the table, right? So then we have a full array to choose from. And it's not just these specific types of things that we're seeing on the buffet, okay? Scaling smartly and strategically, right? Taking the time to do so building up the team, making sure that you have a clear framework for your coaching, right? Understanding your proprietary process or having another proprietary, like step-by-step process, right? That you can use to coach. So scaling smartly and strategically, okay? So everybody started somewhere, all right? So my friend Nicole Walters is a well-paid coach, and she started out as a corporate executive before she started her business. And then we have Brooke Castillo, again, not a fan, but she is a coach, right? Who is successful. And she started out in real estate, right? Before transitioning into becoming a life coach. Mel Robbins, what was her previous career? She was, like me, an attorney. So again, right, bringing different experience, right? If you're a corporate executive, you understand how teams work, you understand how big corporations work, you understand, the corporate ladder and climbing it. And so that's something that you can bring to the table in your coaching, right? So you add a coaching certification to that, and now boom, right, you have a great niche and you can start making good money. Top coaches are leveraging their professional skills to build thriving coaching businesses, right? The best coaches don't start from scratch. They're taking their expertise, their insights, their unique skills, and they have developed in different careers, right? And seamlessly integrating them into their coaching practice. This approach creates a powerful and often easily defined niche that stands out in the marketplace. So instead of being just another generic business coach, right, they can become the go-to expert in a specific field, right? Offering a tailored experience for a particular type of ideal client that really resonates deeply with their audience, right? So this is how you can create offers and how you can create a brand for yourself as a coach that really sets you apart from the other players. Here are two examples. Dr. Tiffany is leveraging coaching in her industry. So Dr. Tiffany is obviously a doctor, and she made $113,000 in 2023. And in 2024, she had made $143,000 by June. Okay, so she exceeded her 2023 revenue by June by adding a coach certification and coaching skills to the business that she already had, helping doctors prepare for the oral board prep. Right. So like, this is an exam that every doctor has to take. It's very important. If they don't take it, they can have their license taken away or whatever the consequences are. And so she added coaching skills so this is an example, right? She's teaching them a specific skill, and then she added that coach training to it, because a lot of times once people fail a really important exam, the same thing happens with the bar, right? You fail once, then you get in your head, and then sometimes you could take it 5 times and keep failing because it's a belief thing. It's a mindset thing that is stopping them as well. And so she was able to take those skills and also learn how to grow and scale a business, right, through our coach certification. And that's how she was able to do that. And then Stephanie, she was able to use the training in our coach certification to remove herself from her business so that she doesn't have to work in the business as much as she was. And now she's freed up to go use the skill set from the first business that she built, the professional skills and the professional experience and the notoriety and brand that she has from the first business, and parlay that into a coaching clientele. Okay.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap for today. I hope you're fired up and ready to make some serious moves. Remember, you've got the power to earn more, work less, and build a life that's rich in every way. But none of that happens without action. So get out there, make it happen, and keep pushing for those $1 million moves. And listen, if today's episode lit a fire under you, hit that subscribe button, drop a review, and share this with your crew. Let's spread this message far and wide and keep leveling up together. Until next time, keep it real and keep it rich. You want to make more money? You are in the right place. Welcome to the Hello 7 podcast. That's 7 as in 7 figures. I'm your host, Rachel Rodgers.